Destiny of Skeptic gene. The artifacts found from ancient burials prove that the Homo sapiens in the hunter era practiced supernatural rituals. One might wonder as to how supernatural ideas pierced into the primitive minds and how these beliefs mattered to their individual lives. Not being able to understand the mystery behind natural events was one of the reasons the primitive psyche was inclined to think that there are some supernatural powers behind these mysteries. Among the primitive hunters, there would have been believers who sought help from the supernatural powers, while the skeptics, who were strong-minded, rejected such beliefs. In a hunt, the weak-minded believers who considered even a little rustling in a nearby bush as warnings from their agent obviously had a higher chance of survival due to this added caution, while the skeptics who ignored such beliefs became prey to the wild beasts. This would have had an impact on dwindling off the DNA pool of skeptics, the doubters, in evolution. The primitive brain did not develop a BS detection network to distinguish between true and false happenings. The primitive hunters understood the supernatural beliefs they followed had a beneficial effect on them. Hence, these ideas were passed down to the next generation. While the evolution process took care of the propagation of believer genes, the propagation of skeptic genes diminished in the population at every step of the way. With this process in place, when the primitive man transformed into hunter-gatherer communities, the skeptics were outnumbered by the superstitious believers. Hunter-gatherers lived longer than the hunters due to an improved lifestyle. Hence, they had more time to relax and think, being fortunate to be able to see their grandkids with some having features of their ancestors. The idea of reincarnation set in among their communities. Gradually, spiritual beliefs like the existence of the world of the dead and spirits were added to their assortment of beliefs. Superstition offered a sense of control, overlooking their life events. By worshiping and performing rituals for supernatural powers, people believed that they could influence preferred outcomes and avoid misfortune in their lives. The devotion to beliefs over the years eventually led to the formation of religions, beginning with polytheism first and then to monotheism later. By this time, the rulers of the people had become ardent religious believers, for both social and other reasons. The religious clergy advised the rulers on critical issues. Some spiritual advisors at times even became more powerful than the rulers in exercising their authority. People were forced to follow the religion of their ruler. Those who did not obey the religious rules were mercilessly punished or killed. The enforcement of religious rules was hard and strict, especially in the medieval period. There are records of scientists being killed for divulging their research-based findings that were against the religious dogma. Just presenting a simple fact like the Earth going around the sun was sufficient for a scientist to lose his life, as it was against the religious belief that the sun going around the Earth existed then. All these vicious practices dramatically kept annihilating the skeptic gene, propagating to the next generation. However, after the very recent era of continuous wars fought on economic, territorial, religious, political, civil, revenge, and ideological reasons, and discriminatory practices like slavery, ill treatment of women, and learning from the animosities, the attitudes of top world powers dramatically changed from these behaviors to peaceful futures of all human beings. As a sign of refinement to civility, the world turned to a pattern of strengthening democratic principles in their governance. As a result of these changes, current societies widely accept multiculturalism, liberty to religious practices of personal choice, and democratic principles, and encourage similar roots conducive to building social harmony. However, narrow-minded extremists with cognitive biases still exist in societies to a lesser extent. Just opposite to discrimination caused to the skeptic genes starting in the hunter-gatherer era, the skeptic gene is now populating at an accelerated rate. The reason is not only the absence of ardent rulers who destroyed the skeptics, but because of the contribution made by science with proven answers to the questions of mystery that led them to believe in supernatural powers. Prevalent among present-day educated people, research shows that they reject superstitious beliefs and are moving away from serious affiliations to religious beliefs. However, leaving aside the negative aspects caused by religious extremists, It is necessary to perceive religions have helped to unite people through fostering a sense of community spirit, offering a platform for the moral development of children, and serving as a source of community support for the social services needed by the poor, sick, and homeless. The skeptics are not anti-religious, but they too foster the same line of support to enhance the well-being of people. Hence, their number increase is not a threat to communal harmony. What will be the destiny of the skeptic gene in the future? As said at the onset, the reason for the propagation of the non-skeptic gene was due to the elders who passed their beliefs to the children. But in the future, the role of elders will be taken over by the AI, as it has become the core source of information the present generation of children gets fed with. It is the new science, like the knowledge of science, that rejuvenated the propagation of the skeptic gene a few centuries ago. However, this needs to be assessed diligently, as we are yet to know what kind of ultimate aim the AI will deliver to the world. Though we could presume that AI-generated information to be scientific, secular, and non-biased, they could easily carry the biases of the designers of the AI algorithms. Hence, the destiny of the skeptic gene will face a new serious challenge in the future.